The three most highly trained special forces in the world. Commando Hubert, French Special Forces. Only 10% of candidates pass the selection. This is because the Commando Hubert represents the most elite, exceptionally trained units in the entire French military. The training tests involve staying underwater for hours on end, carrying out missions in an underwater environment, each one as arduous as the next. Candidates have to breathe pure oxygen while carrying out intervention and tracking operations, without a single bubble escaping. They must be undetectable, and all this in total darkness for almost 4 hours in freezing waters. During their 27-week training, soldiers also learn to handle explosives, neutralize all types of boats, and are trained in exfiltration. Joining the Hubert Commando is so difficult that, according to several testimonials, even the most experienced Special Forces soldiers don't pass the tests. Shayetet 13 Israeli Special Forces. One of the most secretive, feared, and difficult special forces in the world. Recruit training lasts 20 months, and by all accounts is the toughest training in the Israeli army. Exertion tests, close combat, parachute training, long swims and forced marches, soldiers are subjected to intense fatigue and stress, all designed to forge them into mentally tough individuals. But the special feature of this training is the diving course. For 4 weeks, recruits are trained to survive in an underwater environment and to withstand freezing temperatures. And even some of the tests are also carried out in total darkness. Their training culminates in a very brutal exercise. In an unexpected turn of events, the soldiers are abducted and held in cells for 2 weeks. During their incarceration, they are subjected to threats, interrogation, and physical violence akin to torture. These brutal exercises are used to train soldiers in the fight against terrorism, particularly in the context of the war between Israel and Hamas. SAS, British Special Forces. Many strive to enter the SAS, but only a few successfully do so. On average, only 10 out of 125 applicants are recruited. This unit was born during World War II. Since then, the SAS has become one of the world's most renowned special forces units. But above all, it's their training that is known to be one of the toughest on the planet. Survival in hostile environments, close combat, infiltration, and weapons handling. For 5 months, candidates are trained to become elite soldiers with 10-fold capabilities and a mind of steel. Phase 1, Endurance. For 3 weeks, candidates have to cover enormous distances of up to 40 miles every day, with equipment weighing around 100 pounds on their backs. And of course, no breaks are allowed. It's one of the toughest exercises in the world, with one very specific objective: to test the candidates' physical limits and of course their mental strength. Phase 2, Training in the Jungle. Successful candidates are flown to Belize, Central America, into the heart of the jungle. There, they learn the basics of survival and patrolling in difficult conditions. Training eliminates those who can't handle discipline and can't keep their equipment in good condition for long-distance patrols in difficult situations. Phase 3, Escape. At this stage, the small number of candidates who have passed the endurance and jungle tests enter the final selection phase. They are released into the countryside with instructions to find various points without being captured by hunters. This part lasts 3 days, after which, captured or not, all candidates take part in the TQ, the tactical questioning. They test their ability to withstand interrogation. They are treated brutally, often forced to stand in stressful positions for hours on end, while white noise is blasted in their ears. Okay, and we'll skip the rest of what they're put through. In the end, the small number of men who passed the selection, around 10, receive the coveted beige beret with the distinctive winged dagger insignia.